A black girl and a dumb blonde walk into a 2000s classic.
Today we're looking at 2005's House of Wax.
My name's India Ysabel.
And I'm Rachel Barker, aka Girl on Film, and this is Who Dies First.
How are you doing?
I am good.
Are you sure?
Yes. I am good. I just said to you that I wanted to save this for talking about on podcast, but I had an absolutely terrifying nightmare last night.
Excellent.
Because we, in a couple of days' time, are seeing Evil Dead Burn. And we got invited to see this film in 4DX, which is where you're like strapped into a chair and the chair can punch you
And like move
and
you
they
around.
can like throw you around and
They'll
they
spray like air and smells
Yeah.
and water and stuff.
they, as my boyfriend delightfully puts it, they fart on you.
Yeah.
I like genuinely had this horrible nightmare where we were in the Evil Dead Burn, and also like Evil Dead films are so gnarly. We will be talking about that film
Yes.
on the pod.
Yeah, note to everyone.
Yeah,
try
maybe
and watch that.
maybe next week, maybe in 2 weeks. Can't remember. But that is a film that I know will actually scare me, because I remember watching Evil Dead Rise in the cinema and having moments where I was like keeping my hand over my face.
It's so good.
So I think I'm experiencing some like true psychological terror in the lead up for that. And so I slept really badly.
I know, good.
And now we're here. How are you?
I couldn't tell you a single thing about my week.
That's amazing.
I have no idea what's happened, where I've been, what I've done. Not a clue.
Yeah, and not in like a no thoughts head empty way, in like a many thoughts.
That's just the thing. Like, so, like, I actually think too much has maybe happened this past
Brain
week, and now I'm
overload,
like,
India shut down.
No, literally. Yeah, so I actually don't have anything interesting to say, I don't think.
Incredible.
Yeah.
What a delight for our listeners.
I know. I'm sure they're all so glad. I promise I'm interesting and I have stuff going on in my life. Please believe me.
This does happen to us a lot, though, that I think we've said this before, we both have pretty crammed schedules a lot of the time. So when we come together to film, we're often like riddled with like anxiety, running on barely any sleep. We're always just kind of like, yes, how am I today? Good, I think good.
Anyway.
Well, we are here for a purpose.
We are here for a purpose indeed. I'm excited. House of Wax, baby. I'd not seen this movie before. I watched it for this.
I only watched it about 3 years ago so it came out when I was 9. You must have literally been like a toddler when it came out. Because I know for me, this was a film that I was just old enough to have a memory of it.
Yes.
And it was still doing numbers as a video rental movie when I was about 12, 13. And like my best friend's older brother loved horror movies. Stuff like this was often being watched at her house when I was like over playing with her.
Yeah.
The word play is such a horrible word.
Why are you ruining it?
I'm not ruining it, but I feel like adult context, that word is become associated with like things that I would not like it to be associated with.
Right.
To say
yes,
like
I understand.
We went to her house to play just feels like way ickier than it should.
I don't know, man. I feel like maybe that's something that you've kind of like. I get it because I understand. Like I know, but also never once in the
If you
context
know, you know.
of like of being like, yeah, when I was younger, I used to go play at her house all the time. My brain does not think.
I think I just haven't reflected on going to play at someone's house in a very long time. And it like briefly was a bit with a couple of my friends to just like tack the word play onto other things. You'd like go on a date and you'd have like dinner with someone and then you would tell your friends about it and be like, so we did like dinner play and then we did like not texting each other back play. I've not actually used it in its like real world context in a really long time.
That's actually a really good bit.
But
I appreciate
thank you.
that.
But anyway, I would go to Annie's house to play. These kind of movies were always on. It's another one where like it had an impact on me, having never even seen it for years. I just like knew I was scared of this movie, if that makes sense.
No, because I have that as well. That I remember I would always see the cover of, I can see the cover in my head.
Haunting cover.
Yeah, whenever I would go into like HMV in Bath, where I grew up, downstairs, that's where they had all of like the horror movies. They would keep all like normal stuff upstairs and then the horror movies downstairs. And then whenever I'd go down there, I would like see all these different covers for the DVDs and stuff and be like, huh.
Yeah.
And they would like freak me out. And it's weird.
They're really
watching
scary. I
them as,
remember
like,
the
an
one
adult.
missed call like video or DVD cover was the face that had like an open mouth and then it also had mouths as the eyes and it was like a face screaming with little eye mouths. Old horror video and DVD covers really used to slap. I mean, the Human Centipede cover, that was another one where I hadn't even seen the film and I had like visions, I had nightmares about the film purely because of that horrible cover with the three people kind of slapped up against the glass window.
Yeah.
But yeah, this film, despite all of that, when I actually did come round to watching it in my 20s, completely fell in love with it. This is one of my like big favourite trashy 2000s horrors. I think it's like the perfect epitome of what this time period does well.
See, I don't feel like I'm very well versed on early 2000s horror.
Because you were a baby.
It's 'cause but the thing is, I guess because a lot of my favourite horror movies are either from like the 2020s.
Yeah.
Or they're from like the 70s
Way
and the
older,
80s.
yeah.
So then I kind of have this like weird gap in my knowledge around the 2000s where I just haven't seen much.
Yeah. I think that makes sense though, because I was thinking about this earlier that these were, again, because of like friends' older siblings, these were really recognisable films for people my age. But I'm not quite sure what the equivalent would be for if you were like 5, 6, 7 years younger. These probably were sort of just outside of your scope. And things, I guess, like The Conjuring, and there was a kind of a middle wave around like 2010 to 2013 that would have been the posters at the cinema when like you were a child seeing Zootopia.
Paranormal Activity and
like
Insidious.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that kind of
thing.
thing.
It's like a slightly different era.
Yeah. Still trashy, but
yes. But I love
in a different way.
This is like a period of film where for some reason all horror movies were green.
Yeah.
Which also gives me this fondness for like just like green movies. Like The Ring is also what I would call a green movie.
A green movie.
But yeah, some actual information about the film beyond our personal relationships. It's directed by the same director of Orphan, which again is another really legendary, kind of slightly later in the 2000s horror film, with like the little girl Esther.
We should cover Orphan.
We should definitely, let us know if you would enjoy that. That's
so good.
Great film. He also directed some like action films, did The Unknown with Liam Neeson, and he's actually been like a real...
It's The Unknown.
You being the like Glasgow Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. What a time.
That was so good.
What an impact on culture to actually be like a recognizable reference. That's hilarious. But the Unknown,
No.
The slightly more known Unknown, which is a Liam Neeson thriller. But he's kind of one of those people where it's like, you don't recognize the name. I believe it's pronounced Jaume Colette Serra. He's Spanish. Jaume, I think is Jaume. It's not really a recognizable name.
No.
Despite lots of well-known films. And have you heard of a film called Carry On from 2024?
That really rings a bell.
Does it actually ring a bell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Well, because I'd never heard of this, and I was like, who has heard of this?
Me, apparently, but I don't know why.
It's the second most viewed Netflix film ever, apparently, according
that
to
would
Wikipedia.
be why, I guess.
But, like, I'd never heard of it. I don't remember ever kind of seeing anything about, like, this film has Taron Egerton in it. The cover is just, like, Taron Egerton like this. Just, like, turning around. I just thought that was really kind of fascinating that as a director, he's like a consistently working, successful director, but he's not really known.
I guess it's because, I mean, I'm not seeing Carry On, but like, you know how there are some movies where you're like, that, I don't think that's a real movie.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, I guess a lot of, I'm about to destroy my relationship with Netflix. A lot of Netflix movies kind of have that vibe. You know, like when they made loads of movies with Ryan Reynolds and stuff.
Yes.
And they all kind of had the same script and the same plot.
And then loads of Christmas movies with Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, like you're just like, oh, this is, I don't know, I'm not sure who watches these, but apparently everyone does, because if Carry On is second most viewed, that has to be like a thing.
I agree.
It's the NPCs.
They feel like fake movies, but I guess there are just a lot of people who they're not necessarily like movie people, but also everybody likes watching movies, and it's like they come home after a hard day of work, just want to like throw their feet up, watch like a fun action film, and Carry On fits the bill.
Yeah, as long as it's got like a recognizable name in it, I feel like,
Like Jaume Colette Serra.
No, like Taron Egerton.
But yeah, House of Wax was one of his earlier films, and it actually was a film festival film. It premiered at Tribeca, which is kind of cool. Like, also makes me think about something like Obsession, which we both loved, that came out recently, that was a South by Southwest hit and then became like a really big commercial success. Although this film was not really received that positively, certainly not. I think it made a decent amount of money, but like critically, it came in this wave of early 2000s remakes where I think obviously, and this still happens to this day, although I think it was less of, I think the fatigue with remakes is part of the issue now, where it's like, God, just nothing. It feels like studios are just so unwilling to back anything original. At this point in time, it was like the remakes were at least films that were much older, like 40 years older.
Because the original came out in what, like the 50s?
Yeah, 1953. And it's actually really different from the original film as well. It just kind of takes the literal premise of the house, like a house of wax. But yeah, it was kind of panned for just being like a trashy, terrible remake of this Vincent Price classic. But sorry, India's just reminding me to actually keep my microphone next to my mouth, which I have an issue with. I need to just lock the arm in. Your arm is so firm.
Yeah.
It it also is sort of considered a bit of a trash fest because it takes on the kind of 2000s formula of just big group of hot teen actors.
Yeah, I can't lie. It's a sexy friendship group, no?
Very much.
It was like, oh. Oh.
And it it's built around people who at the time were really big for other things. Like Jared Padalecki is in it.
Jared.
Jared.
I thought you said Jared.
which is not a
Jaron.
name.
It actually is a name.
Is it?
Jaron.
Sorry.
That my favorite baseball player, his been law. My favorite baseball player is called Jaron Duran, and he plays for the Boston Red Sox.
There we go.
So Jaron is a name.
Okay, good to learn. But I did mean Jared Padalecki.
Jared.
But then it also has Chad Michael Murray, who obviously was like such a beloved. He was like white boy of the decade.
Oh my god, and for good reason.
Yeah.
And for good reason. I literally, when I was watching the film, I wrote down, I was like, Chad Michael Murray is the Chad that the incels fear. He is so perfect
Yeah, he's
looking.
like tall, fit, symmetrical, muscular.
It's ridiculous.
And I believe his big splash that made him so beloved was One Tree Hill. That was like his big project that kind of fixed him in pop culture, where Jared Padalecki's was Supernatural. And then Paris Hilton is in this film.
Yes.
Playing like the best friend of the main character Carly, who's played by Eliza Cuthbert. And then also someone who I'd forgotten is in this film, who we mentioned in our last episode, Nick. Oh, so yeah, there's also Carly's brother, Chad Michael Murray, is called Nick. And then Nick has this friend who's also there called Dalton. And he's played by John Abrahams / Abrams, pronunciation still unconfirmed.
Oh no, because
from a scary movie.
Someone did comment and corrected our pronunciation, but I don't remember how we said it last time.
This is the thing. So we said it must have been Abrams because like graham cracker is Graham in the UK and Graham in the US. Abrahams for us is Abraham for us. But then I said it out loud because yeah, the person commented and they said it is Abrahams. But it's like, I think I've heard people say John Abrams.
I just feel like whenever Americans say it, there is that like midsection
Collapsing.
that they kind of just take
But
out.
specifically this actor, I feel like I've heard
Abrams, yeah.
John Abrahams does not ring
just
a bell.
doesn't sound right.
John
Doesn't sound
Abrams
right.
does ring a bell. Although obviously, if it is actually Abrahams,
I mean, we're so sorry.
Yes, and please to that person, just comment again.
Just correct us every week.
Yeah. Well, we bring him up every week. I really do love this actor. But I mean, his like part in this film is it's such a nothing burger.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's got so I kind of forgot how many characters there were.
So many. At first, I was getting confused between all of them. The only people I could like properly really pick out were obviously the two girls and the black guy. And that was it. I was like, honestly, these three white men, I'm getting confused. I'm so sorry.
Well, they very much are just there to like be killed. Like they just needed to pad out a big friend group so that there was the utmost opportunity to like slowly knock them off.
You couldn't reach that 1 hour, 50-minute runtime without them.
Which ideal length for a movie, in my opinion.
Hour 50.
Dream length for a movie. Or do you like a really long film?
I think ideal length for me is hour and 45.
Bro. So the same length. Is it actually though? Your ideal length is an hour 45. Yeah. I thought you were going to be like, my dream film is like 2.5 hours long. You can really live in it, really sink into it.
No, I think you're lying if you say that your dream length for a film is like 3 hours.
Yeah, that's not my...
Like, don't get me wrong.
Not my cup of tea.
I'm so happy to sit in a cinema for genuine, like, what, Killers of the Flower Moon was like 3.5 hours. I was so happy sat there. I didn't get up once. It was fine.
Not me, Diva. Didn't even finish it.
Oh. Oh.
I struggle with long movies. Also, I feel like my voice just dropped like a whole octave.
I don't know.
I feel like I laughed. Oh no, there we go.
Oh, we're
Back
back
up. I also wanted to talk about the writers of this movie. Because this film has like recurring twin themes. The two protagonists are twins. Why can I not remember her name?
Carly.
Carly.
Carly. Just think Carly from The In-Betweeners.
In my head, that is a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Every time I think Casey and I think Carrie, and I like can't put them together in one name.
Who's Casey?
My friend.
Oh.
Casey's just a girl I know. But I literally can't do it again. Carrie.
Carly. Think Carly, please.
Carly.
Carly.
Carly, I love you. But Carly and Nick are twins, and then the antagonists, Bo and Vincent, are twins. And guess who else are twins? Chad and Carrie Hayes, the screenwriters for this movie.
Oh.
Isn't that fun?
What? Oh. Okay, fine. And now I'm seeing.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Well, I loved this because, like, I feel like this is the kind of movie where it's like you can. People, I think we are at a point of kind of over scrutinizing films, I think, sometimes where there are lots of tropes where it is actually valuable to look back on and be like, there are issues with that trope because it was like the only way we ever got to see black characters is if they died like half an hour into the film. Like those are the kind of tropes where it's like that is not ideal. And to maybe be more specific,
It's
that
fine,
is
but it's like I just
like for me it's not ideal. No, that is bad. But like something like this, I feel like people might want to scrutinize this and be like, it's because they sort of through the whole film had this theme of like a good twin and a bad twin. There's always like a good twin and a bad twin. There's like one more evil villain. Of the two lead characters, the Nick, Chad Michael Murray's character, has like been in jail.
Whoa.
And I think it would be easy for people to kind of say that's like a reductive stereotype. But actually knowing that it was written by twins and that they likely were expressing their own frustration with expectations that might have been pushed on them or beliefs that might have been pushed on them, that like one of them was always better behaved or like one of them was going to grow up to be less successful, or I liked learning that because I feel like it kind of almost in a way like it takes away the possibility to have some like bad faith take about what is ultimately just like quite a nice simple movie.
It is quite a simple movie. But I feel like there's still a lot to say about it, so
there is.
Let's get into it, baby.
Yeah? All right.
So, we open. Mm-hmm. It's 1956.
No, it's 1974.
I was joking.
Oh. I'm so not on bit form today. I'm truly not on the bit train.
Not doing bit play today.
Nope. No bit play for me. No bit play for me.
And that's what we call a callback, ladies and gentlemen. Thank
and that's
you.
comedy.
So.
I'm too tired for this. Okay. Please continue.
We open in a stranger grows home. Mm-hmm. And we've got. Okay, I'm just going to out myself here. I thought they were in like
You thought it was like a mental asylum.
Yeah, I don't really know what I thought it was. I don't really necessarily know what I thought was happening, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a house. So.
It's just their family home with
home.
The twins who later become our antagonists, Bo and Vincent, and like their parents. And their mother is making a wax mask while the dad is dealing with like the naughty twins, one of whom is being like strapped to a chair because he's so like violent and aggressive.
Again, the naughty twins. Twins are not on monolith.
Yeah. Well, exactly. It's set right. That kind of theme is set like right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Twins are not on monolith. Wow. Fuck. Actually, oh my god, you know who's a twin? My friend Casey. Just by the way. I'll send this to her. I'll let her know twins are not on not a monolith. I'm sure that'll be pretty impactful.
Sometimes I just say stuff. I'm sorry.
Is that not podcasting?
That
Sometimes I just say stuff.
Sometimes I just say stuff for an hour.
Yeah, with a camera.
So anyway, we cut away from that and we meet our group of young people. They are so stereotypical, like early 2000s friendship group vibes, because you've got like Paris Hilton's character Paige. She's like in her blue little like kind of like juicy couture vibe tracksuit. She's with Blake, right? Black guy, token black character. And then we've got
also like really maybe the worst character. All he does is kind of sexually pressure her.
Yeah,
and he has like no other traits, which again, not ideal.
No.
In terms of representation.
Yeah, he very much exists in the stereotype of like the hypersexual black male kind of like trying to ravish this pretty young blonde.
Yes. And I mean, she too is the stereotype of like just the hypersexual teenage girl.
Yeah.
Which is like equally ick. Yeah, no, I mean, none of them are written to be likable, really. Like the main character, whose name I, of course, know.
Carly.
Carly doesn't really have any traits.
No,
and that's just kind of what makes her...
She's kind of just there.
No, theoretically makes her the most likable, because the rest of them are all like, just all kind of really whiny and just go bickering with each other constantly, or they're just like annoying. Like the John Abrams character is just kind of there like pestering everyone the whole time with his video camera.
Yeah.
Which was something I wanted to bring up, is that I think this film is made really well. Like, the weakest part undoubtedly, the weakest part are these characters.
Yeah.
But I love that they have this character filming all the time on this video camera, because it makes sense. Early 2000s, you would be gassed if you got a video camera. Like when I first got a digital camera, I took it everywhere. I took photos of everything. So he's just filming everyone. And it means that they get to kind of indulge in some of the fun of the found footage trend without making an entirely found footage movie, because we get a few moments throughout the film where we are seeing that camera's POV. And this didn't necessarily come like after that wave of found footage. Like Blair Witch sort of kicked it off, and this being in 2005, it was actually before a lot of the big films in that genre like Wreck, but very much a part of it. And I liked that as a little filmmaking touch.
We love a little filmmaking touch. Anyway, these guys, they're all going to this football game together, but it's like far away and they don't have tickets. So I was like, okay, that's fine, sure.
Also, the football game is in Death Valley.
Yeah,
very aptly named. Did you want to go through, I think before rather than bringing it up as it goes along, the characters have a lot of like, just kind of insignificant beef. Do you want to just run us through the various beefs? Beeves?
The beef. Okay, yes. The beef web, the drama web, let's do it. So, right, we've got subplot where Wade doesn't want to move to New York because Carly is moving to New York for something. Wade is not keen on Nick. Nick hates Wade. Carly and Nick, we've got the good twin Carly, evil twin Nick.
And that just provides a sort of general dynamic between them. Oh, but there is it does come up for a specific reason though, that he feels that she like dobbed him in, didn't like back him up when he was accused of stealing a car, and that's why he went to jail. Although even more beef in the web, we learn that actually it was his there's
Dalton.
so many names.
It was
Dalton who stole the car.
Dalton stole the car, and then Nick covered for him.
And then the final thing in the web.
Paris is pregnant / probably pregnant by Blake. Her period's late. Dun dun dun.
This also made me laugh that she says the reason she doesn't want to tell him is she doesn't want to ruin his excitement because he's really gassed about this football game that they're going to. And I was like, again, this is just, it's so 2000s-y.
It's
Like,
so
and it's not
2000s.
problematic. It just like is a representation of the time in a way where
Yeah.
it's like a girl kind of being like, oh, I don't want to, yeah, maybe I'm pregnant, but I don't want to ruin his day because he's so excited about the football. Or it's like, women's problems are just so insignificant.
Yeah, the early 2000s were not a real time, I fear.
But we really did think like that because we were taught to think like that. And
Yeah.
that's not like writing a dynamic that did not exist, you know?
Unfortunately, so. But anyway, they all set off on this journey to go to the football. And they take this kind of detour.
Yeah, there's a detour
Because the road
like
is closed.
sign in the road.
Yeah.
Which probably was a setup, I think,
Yeah.
by Bo and Vincent, our evil twins.
Okay, in the notes, Rachel has written B&V.
Is it making you think of bacterial vaginosis?
Yes, it really is. And every single time I see it, it like throws my brain off because I'm like, huh.
I really don't want to think about BV right now.
No, I don't want to think about BV anytime.
On this hot summer's day. I was hanging out with someone recently, like
great, here we
obviously. They were saying that they used to have a thing with this guy and they got BV from like the bacteria of his body because he just like never showered. Which is so BV has been on the mind.
Oh my god.
But yeah, make your men shower. In case you don't know what this is as well, yeah, this is like, it's not a weird thing, not a bad thing. Like, I've had it, women get it all the time.
Yeah, BV happens.
But it's like a bacterial infection that makes you smell really bad.
Yeah, but you should not have to get BV from a guy because he doesn't shower.
Your situationship who doesn't
No,
shower.
that is not acceptable.
I was like dying when she told me this story. Anyway, while they're driving in the car as well, just another bit of the time
Yes.
writing. Paris's character Paige is like giving Dalton roadhead, and she is just so sexualized throughout this whole film. As you said earlier, there's another scene later on where she does a striptease. Her whole scene, her kind of main scene in the film, she's only wearing her bra. This is where her not telling him about the pregnancy might have been like a real expectation on women, like in real life, and therefore reflected in the film. This, however, is just like writing that wanted to demean and like get her naked, basically.
100%.
Like, this is bad writing.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. And I think it definitely doesn't help that she's Paris Hilton.
No.
And it's just like...
Well, this was all post Paris sex tape scandal, which through like modern framing, we now have the understanding that it was not simply a sex tape scandal and that it was revenge porn. It was an ex-partner of hers like publishing this intimate video to get back at her. But yeah, in this film, they make a lot of references to that sex tape, again, with her being like filmed via the video camera, which the real like revenge video was on a video camera because of when it happened. And I believe, this sounds so cooked, but like the big scene in that revenge video was her giving a blowjob. which...
It's so crazy when you think about it, like that period of time where just women would have their tapes leaked like that.
Yeah.
And
everyone would be like, she's a fame-hungry slut who just wants attention.
Yeah. It's like with Kim K's, no one ever talks about Ray J.
Yeah.
And you're just like, literally everyone was just like so excited to see that woman naked and doing stuff. It's just like, ugh.
That's so true, actually. No one's ever like, his balls were green.
Were they?
That's what I noticed on my nightly watches. But you know what I mean? I just like, I hate saying like, even as like a reference point, to be like, they were really long or whatever, because at the end of the day, it's like, we all have bodies that are like different and weird. And I don't want to imply that anything is like actually a negative trait that someone could then walk away. But no one has green balls, which is, it feels like a safer example of the way people might criticize someone else's body.
Definitely.
Unless you do have green balls, in which case I'm really sorry. But
it's like,
but just
the weird twin of blue balls.
Point is, but people just don't go. Yeah, people don't ever really talk about the men's bodies in those videos.
I don't know who else was in Paris Hilton's tape.
I actually don't remember either. I did research on this a while ago for one of my videos, but his name has been lost to time.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously like, you know, a testament to how the women have managed to kind of take that experience and, you know,
she is
something with
a
it
legend.
And very like, yeah.
Should we actually talk about See Paris Die briefly?
Let's talk about that.
One of the major parts of the marketing for this film was a campaign called See Paris Die. And she was very much a stunt cast to get, like, people hated her. And it was to get, like, teenage or college age boys who thought that she was just this awful tramp, who were really excited to get to watch her being like mutilated in this film. The people making it knew that, and they did like everything they could to draw attention to the fact that if you come and see House of Wax, you're gonna get your like petty kind of high school vengeance on the blonde popular girl who turned you down to go to prom. In this movie, you get to see her kind of famous equivalent die, which
it's so interesting, because I mean you can never run a marketing campaign like that now.
Oh my god, no way!
Like,
see Anne Hathaway die.
Like, huh? I mean, I feel like it's kind of interesting that it was her specifically, because obviously she is essentially like a socialite from the kind of Hilton Empire.
Yeah.
And so I guess there's kind of like a natural resentment that the average person
had for her,
kind of feels
100%.
Towards someone that is kind of rich and famous because they're rich and famous.
Yeah.
But the thing with Paris Hilton, she's a really talented actress.
I 100% agree. Like, no kind of rage bait irony at all. I genuinely think the opening scene, or not the opening scene, sorry, but the kind of introduction to her character, where it's her and Carly they're like at a diner talking. Paris has such a lovely performance energy, and yet she's so natural on camera. She feels like a real person. She's not a bad actress in the slightest.
Yeah, 100%.
And
I mean, I guess it's probably because she's like kind of has spent her whole
grew
life
up with fame.
Acting as well. Like I remember when I found out that the voice wasn't real. Like, that was so crazy to me.
Hey babes, that's hot. And she's actually like, hello.
Yeah, she's genius. She is
a genius. We love you, Paris.
We love you. That's hot.
But anyway, as you said, they had to like do a detour on their journey, and they end up stopping and camping.
Yeah, they're like, right, let's stop, let's camp. And then obviously this is where stuff starts to get a little bit weird, a little bit spooky.
Spooky cookie.
So they kind of set up camp, and then this truck appears out of nowhere. It kind of just drives into the cabin. It's got the lights on and like full beam, and they're all obviously
Which
like,
would be terrifying.
oh yeah, and no one gets out of the car or anything, and they're just obviously like, what's going on? What is this? Nick throws a rock at at the truck, and it hits one of the lights. The lights obviously go out. The truck eventually drives away.
Do you think this is a good Ellie Goulding impression? When the lights can't stop me.
Why would you bring that up?
Because you said the word light.
Right. Okay. I won't mention fireworks. I won't mention. Well, I've lost my place now. So thanks, Rachel. Thanks, Rachel.
After they're running with the car, they wake up the next morning.
Oh, right. And Nick's car is missing a fan belt. Do you know what a fan belt is? I don't.
Neither.
No.
Sometimes I feel like a real letdown to like modern feminism that I like can't throw a punch, can't change a tire, can't find like a file on my computer, can't do a single thing that would sort of come in useful in this sort of situation. So no, I have no idea what a fan belt is.
Yeah. But apparently you really need it to start your
to drive car, yes.
Yes. So
they're kind of stuck. Are they? Yeah, they're stuck and they need to get
they're not
some
fully
parts.
stuck. There is another car, but obviously they're a bit like, oh, I don't really want to leave my car here. So while they're stuck at the campsite, gusts of wind keep blowing, and then they notice
bad smell.
This bad smell.
This made me laugh because it just feels like a really like kind of comically easy film device to be like, somebody has to move from sort of one space to another space, or to like leave an area. You don't have like the budget to have like a pack of dogs like chase them out or whatever. So you just are like, there's a bad smell, and you have no visual effects or anything needed. Your characters just kind of get to be like, oh,
God, that's really bad smell.
bro.
Maybe I should go look at where's the bad smell coming from?
That kind of made me laugh. But then it turns out Carly like follows the smell, and it turns out to be
Follow that smell. Oi, follow that smell.
What is this?
Wait, do you not know Jim Skin?
No.
Oh my God.
Is he famous for saying, "Or you follow that smell"?
No. So he's a Kick streamer, not a Twitch streamer. I think he's probably from like Essex or something. He's got that kind of like Essex lad vibe to him.
My dream boy.
And he kind of blew up on TikTok because he heard a Madonna song and he went, "Oi, follow that tune," and then he drops the shoulder. It's so
That's a little boogie.
He's honestly, but he's like, I find him really interesting because he's kind of like the internet's kind of, he's okay. So how you've got Clavicular is like the evil twin. You've got Jim Skin. He's like the good twin. Because Jim Skin is kind of like, he clearly goes to the gym, takes care of himself, but he's like
They
really
have parallel traits.
Yeah, he's like really nice. He'll like help old women on the street. He like you know, little teenage boys will come up to him that clearly maybe like don't have the best home life, and he'll be like,
I really look up to you.
yeah, and he'll be like, let's go to the card shop, let's get some like football collector's cards together. He's like, honestly, I'm super just like, he's a good kind of positive role model.
We ride for Jim Skin.
Yeah, we actually do. And he met Madonna and he got to drop the shoulder with Madonna.
That's hilarious.
Honestly, the whole thing, I'm like totally obsessed with it. Me and my friends are really obsessed with Jim Skin.
Follow that smell.
Yes, that's why I follow that smell.
I love
That's why I
it.
said that.
So she does follow that smell.
She does.
She does not find Madonna.
She does not drop the shoulder. She instead just drops into a pit of like carcasses, like animal carcasses.
Dead animals. And then sees a hand, which she obviously thinks is
A real hand.
a real human hand. But
We meet Lester.
Awful name.
Yeah, Lester comes out of nowhere.
Sorry if your name is Lester. So many apologies this episode. Sorry if you have green testicles. Sorry if your name is Lester.
The name Lester, unfortunately, does remind me of this episode of Succession. Have you seen Succession?
Only season 1.
Whoa.
Not my kind of show.
There's an episode where everyone's going to this funeral for this guy that everyone's been calling Mo. And then while they're at the funeral, one of the characters is like, oh, why are we calling him Mo? And they're like, oh, like Mo Lester. Mo Lester.
Is his
because
name?
He's like creepy, but his name's like Lester. His name's not Mo, but everyone calls him Mo.
That's
yeah.
so mean.
Well,
unless he was actually like
no, I think he was
a Mo.
You know, I think they called him that for a reason.
Okay.
Anyway, our Lester.
Lester's also
version.
a bit of a creep.
He is a bit creepy. And obviously everyone's freaked out because they've seen this hand in the carcasses and they're like, oh no, there's a body. But then Lester's like, don't worry. And he picks up this
in his 1950s transatlantic accent. Don't worry, I'll get that hand.
He just picks up the hand
Waves
and
it
it's
around.
like, it's fake.
Yeah,
I felt
it's
this.
a fake hand.
Yeah, so.
But I mean, yeah, from the moment he shows up, he's like, he's got his like backwards cap on and he's driving a truck and he's kind of all dirty and it's a real classic suburban or city kids encountering, like, I really don't know if these terms are sort of considered totally inappropriate to use, but certainly how they would have been described at the time is like, he's a redneck or a hick.
Yeah.
It's like country folk. And this is like such a significant horror trope that pops up in so many things and lots of kind of classics like Deliverance and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that from kind of the 70s to the early 2000s, it was like a reflection of suburban anxiety, that the kind of the classless folk like out in the wops are all up to no good and are gonna like skin us alive if we go onto their territory, and just classic kind of people being freaked out by things they don't know, assuming that people that live in less populated areas are like evil, uneducated, like incestuous cannibalist freaks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now that trope is not really a thing because people have recognized that like that is what it stemmed from, and it is a trope that is
classist.
Yeah, it's not something that like needs to be perpetuated anymore. And if anything, you more so see my brain is suddenly missing the word. Like a diversion from that trope, a response to that trope.
Like evil rich people.
No, I was actually going to say the red herring of like a character like that pops up and you kind of assume they're going to be evil.
Yeah,
and it actually
like in
turns out
Hokum.
they're not. Yeah. Was there
There's like
the guy in the woods?
Yeah, and you're like, oh no. But he's
exactly that. He's nice.
Oh, sorry, spoilers for Hokum.
Which everybody is gagged to see. That film actually makes me really sad. I really wanted to cover that because I loved that movie. Kind of just came and went.
Yeah.
But I really would recommend people go and
so
watch
good.
Hokum. It just got blitzed by Obsession and Backroom coming out.
Yeah, it was
within like a couple of days of its release. Because they all came out early
it was
May.
like very close together period of time. Wow. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? They came out like the back.
Wow.
Oh my god. Obsession and
session.
Hokum. Backshot session. They all came out really close together, so nobody cared about Hokum. Anyway, Lester drives Carly and Wade into town because he's like, there's a guy, Bo, at the gas station. He can get you a new fan belt. And then, they arrive at this.
Yeah, so they go into the
Freaky town.
town. They try and find Bo at the garage. He's not there. And then they see a church, and there's kind of clearly like a vibe happening at the church. A vibe. I don't know why I just said it like that. Why
A
did I say it
funeral.
like that? A funeral can be a vibe.
That is actually true. A life party.
A life party. So they go to the church, and then they're like, hello. And then Bo kind of like stormed out. And it's like, I'm at a funeral.
Well, the church is like, from what they can see, full of people.
Yeah.
And then, this guy, Bo, is like kneeling at the front at an open coffin, turns around when they open the door, and then, he's like, what the hell?
You're interrupting me at the funeral.
The accents are terrible this week.
I know, I don't know what
Neither of us can do American, like, at all.
Oh, okay, wait, sorry. I'm at a funeral. Funeral's a hard word
Funeral's
to
really
say.
hard to say.
Yeah, he's at a funeral, and he's like, look, let me finish up my funeral. He kind of realized he's got like a bit of a Johnny Cash vibe, almost.
So I thought you just said, let me finish show up at my funeral. I finna be in the pit at my funeral.
I'm finna be in the prayer pit. Sorry. Okay, right. So he's like, right, let me finish up at the funeral, please, guys. And then I'll come and help you with the fan belt.
With the old fan belt.
And a belt.
Yes. So they
And
have a
the
little
jacket.
wander of the town.
Yes.
One of the things they see is, so there are like all sorts of little shops there. They don't really see any people, but it's, it's a tiny rural town. They don't find that particularly strange.
Everyone's at the funeral.
Yeah. There's a cinema, and the cinema is playing Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, which is a really amazing film from the 60s with Betty Davis and Betty Davis's like beautiful brown-haired rival. Oh, I can't believe her name is escaping me. Joan Crawford. And in that film, they play sisters where there is also like an evil sister and a good sister.
Dun, dun, dun.
Very much about their like sibling dynamic, playing into the overall themes of this film. And then there are also posters for Deliverance, which I mentioned before, which again is kind of the most classic example of like city people versus the rednecks. And there's an Evil Dead poster, which again, arguably, same broader idea, which is probably why they put it in this film of just like a group of teenagers kind of ending up in the middle of nowhere and like disturbing an evil force.
Yes.
So just, little details like that.
A little tidbit.
Tidbit, I think.
I think I just... I can't pronounce... I really struggle... Like, the T's and the D's, I struggle to, like...
Yeah.
When I say them, they sound exactly the same.
I mean, Michael Tiddy's director of Scary Movie. that must have been real rough for you.
My strap just keeps falling down.
Erotic. While they're waiting in the town, while Carly and Wade are waiting for the guy to finish the funeral, what is it they find?
They go to the town's central spot, Trudy's House of Wax.
The accents are not. They're not getting better.
No, I can't help it. I don't know what's wrong with me today.
They go to the central spot, the house of
central
wax,
spot.
which is made of wax.
I went and everything was made of wax.
It was crazy. But they're like kind of perturbed by the fact that this is no Madame Tussauds.
Yeah, there's no celebrities.
No celebrities. They're like, what is the point?
They're like, Harry Styles isn't in here. What's the point? It all just looks like random people. Although I thought two of the wax figures kind of looked a bit like Paige and Blake dancing together or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there's a blonde one and then... Yeah. Is he a black guy? I feel like he's a black guy, yeah.
I wonder if that was just a little intentional nod or just like...
Bit of subtle foreshadowing.
Yeah. They, I know for this film, they based all of the wax models on real people. Like, they were all taken from, like, molds and stuff of actual people's faces. And they spent 7 months in the lead up to shooting. making hundreds of these wax models for the film. And the buildings as well are all coated in wax so that they look waxy. Or maybe not all the buildings, the House of Wax.
Yeah.
They used 20 tons of wax
Oh my God.
on that set, which is pretty cool. Although, like I say, most of it was a beeswax coating. They didn't actually film in like a legitimate, it's movie magic.
A bit of movie magic for you.
Magic indeed.
That is super interesting though. I love that. Bring back practical sets and everything, please. We no more blue screen.
Practical sets are everything to me. I really mean that.
I agree.
One of the reasons why Labyrinth is my favorite film, because it just so much like beautiful puppetry and set deck and moving sound stages and like that kind of tactile filmmaking is so special.
Please continue to build stuff. A special request.
Build your houses of wax.
It just looks
and we will
better.
And we will come.
And exactly. If you build your set, we'll talk about it on the pod. Anyway, they get spooked and leave.
Yeah.
And Beau eventually does come back, but he doesn't have the right size fan belt available. So he's like, but I have one at my house, so let's go to my house.
Very trustworthy.
Yeah. And obviously they're like, yeah, of course, man. Let's go to your house. Obviously, they then pull up to the creepiest house you've ever seen. And Wade is like, well, I need a pee, so let me come inside. And Carly waits outside. She gets into Beau's car to wait. Obviously, Wade's being nosy as he goes to pee. He's looking at stuff. He's finding weird stuff. And then it is game over for Wade. Unfortunately, he gets discovered by Vincent, our masked twin.
Yes, this is, and aside from that opening scene, this is really our first introduction to Vincent.
Yeah.
The like other evil twin, and he wears a wax mask. So while Beau looks totally normal, he has a way more typical slasher villain presentation. And yeah, from this point in the film, we've kind of got groups.
Yeah.
They're all sort of in different places, different stages of like discovering what is going on, because Carly and Wade are fully aware now that they're like in a horror movie.
Yes.
Paige and Blake are just having sex back at the campsite.
Yeah, they're literally.
And then Nick and Dalton have followed, I think just because Carly and Wade have been away for so long.
Yeah. They're like, let's go figure out
but yeah,
happening.
we kind of now really get into the like horror section of the film.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly how this plays out, but I think when Wade gets caught by God, there are just too many names in this movie.
I can hear your grumbling. Oh my God.
When Wade gets caught by Vincent, his Achilles heel gets snipped.
Yeah.
Which I think of as so like almost representative of this era, because it also happens in Hostel. There's an Achilles heel snip, and I just remember when I was younger there being a time where people talked about those moments in these movies as like the scariest things they'd like ever seen, or the most painful thing that they could imagine.
Obviously, he's been slowed down significantly, and Vincent gets Wade. And Wade ends up in this kind of like contraption chair thing. He's kind of been, I guess, like paralyzed pretty much, and he like gets covered in wax.
He's that horrible kind of metal.
Yeah, it's a bit sore, bear trappy.
Yes, he basically has this thing around his face to like keep his head still.
Yeah.
it's horrifying imagery.
It's disgusting.
Like the Achilles heel snip. This again to me is just so like, it just kind of epitomizes the horror of this time, and I think it does it so well. Like this whole kind of basement area that they're in during this scene is really creepy, and there are like kind of saws and tools everywhere, and I get the kind of dodgy blinking lights and various, as you say, almost like saw contraptions, and it's all got that lovely green hue. It's just, it's so great. It's so great. But then back to Carly. Carly is now kind of on the run, because she's realized that Beau was the guy in the truck at the campsite.
Yes, she runs away. She runs into the church because she was obviously like, wait, there was people in the church. Yeah. And it's at this point she discovers they are wax. They are wax people, but they are people. Yeah. Covered in wax. Like, though, because she knocks off someone's arm and the arm has like blood in it. And she's like, oh.
Really freaky idea.
Like horrendous.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrendous. And it's like, I don't know, it's the moments where you can kind of like see people's eyes and stuff. I was just like, I don't like it. I don't like that. But she does get captured by Beau.
She ends up back in that kind of freaky little room.
Yeah, she's in. Well, it's like kind of below the garage.
Yes. It is.
And he super glues her mouth shut.
I know. I was thinking about this though. Once she has her mouth super glued, she acts like she can't make any noise, and I feel like you could 100% still make noise.
Okay, go on. Yeah, that's good.
Thank you. Give it a go.
Does her mouth go like this? I struggle with that more. Why? Why do I struggle with that more? Great.
Yours was a lovely kind of high, clear pitch.
I guess we know who dies first then in this instance. Damn.
But what I was going to say about this is that she, like, I kind of understand that she... Because initially it's like they appear above her. She's down there with either Vincent or Beau. They are, like, holding her mouth. I think she's with Beau.
Yeah. Both.
He's holding her mouth, and then he glues it shut so he can go up and talk to the boys and be like, nothing to see here, folks. Because this is when, Nick and Dalton have shown up. And so they have no idea that this is this weird wax city. And Beau's being like, nobody's come to this town. And she's down there, just kind of being like, And I'm like, I would 100% have done like everything in my power to scream, even if it means that you get killed. Like, she's kind of already done for. At least save your brother. Yell, because your brother has no idea he is speaking to a murderer.
Well, I mean, does she not? I mean, she's like trying to free herself, and eventually she kind of
puts her finger through.
She puts her little finger through the kind of like, there's like a grate, and she like puts her finger through, and Beau just like cuts the tip of her finger off.
Yeah. That's another horrible, like, all of this stuff coming. There's a lot in this movie with either weapons coming up through grates.
Yes, that's so true.
Like Paris Hilton's feet, I think, also get like stabbed.
Yeah.
On the bottom, and like just small but really violent snips to people's bodies that very visceral and nasty. But yeah, I just kind of feel like it's your duty of care to let them know at least something is wrong, and she just like doesn't.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Nick and Dalton split up and search for clues. Sorry, I can't say split up without thinking of Scooby-Doo.
Oh, I was thinking Blue's Clues.
I've never seen Blue's Clues.
Oh,
is that bad?
Is so good. Nah.
That's okay.
I mean, no reason to watch it now.
No reason to watch it now. It's the moment's passed. Nick focuses on finding Carly. He does eventually free Carly, but meanwhile, Dalton is off on his own side quest. He discovers the House of Wax, and inside the House of Wax, we see Wade's finished wax figure. He's sat at like a piano.
And his eyes moving.
Yeah, his eyes are moving. Wade is like, what? And then, like, Dalton starts like taking Wade's like skin off. I
don't think that's the craziest choice ever, that he was being like, I've got to save my bro. Like, I'm going to get this wax off of him.
Well,
but then it obviously, like, it rips all of his skin off.
But he takes off a bit initially, and you can see it's just obviously taken off his actual skin as well, because there is like just flesh underneath there. But he just keeps going. So
He's a dedicated man.
That really bothered me. But anyway, I think it's Vincent that shows up and does behead Dalton. Unfortunately for him. And
Nick and Carly are now together running around the town.
Yes.
Fully aware.
Just running around the town.
Just having a lovely day. Fully aware now that, like, everyone in the town, it's all wax figures. Beau and Vincent are, like, the only people. And they slowly manage to piece together information on the backstory. There are all sorts of kind of posters, and they find newspaper clippings, and basically the twins' parents, their mother Trudy was a wax modeler, and she was kind of famous in this like local area. Their dad was a surgeon, and he lost his license for doing like surgery on the side. They have a tragic story where after they had the children, she got like a tumor. The dad like basically kind of locked her away because she like went crazy, and then he kills himself. But we also learn, and I suppose this is kind of presented as like a big moment in the film, but it actually doesn't really mean anything other than explaining why Vincent wears a mask and Beau doesn't. But they weren't only twins, they were Siamese twins who were like stuck together at the head, and they were separated by their father. And then as they grew up, they decided to complete their like mother's vision after she died. And again, I believe it's like implied that her tumor made her go crazy, and that she had already started making this wax town, or at least the House of Wax, and then she died. They were like, we'll complete it. You get a line where Beau says to Vincent, like, didn't I tell you that they'd look more real, as in like using people as the base for the figures would look more real. And this is very much indicating that Beau is actually, even though Vincent is the one that like looks all scary spooky because he wears the mask, Beau is very much like the evil mastermind.
It's the ringleader.
And yeah, the ringleader. And that's further confirmed because Carly and Nick find their like kiddie chair things from when they were younger. And in the opening scene, one of the kids, like we said, was being strapped down for being like violent, and you assume it's going to be Freaky Vincent, and you see that the chair that has the like restraints on it has Beau's name on it. So yeah, that's kind of a very like, I guess it's not, the word twist is so overused. It's not a twist, it's just like filling us in on how we got here. But yeah, so they kind of get all of this information. And then we jump back to our two characters who've been sort of missing from the last like half an hour of the film, to Paige and Blake.
Everyone else has just been experiencing like the most harrowing stuff, and then Paige and Blake are like, dun, dun,
they've been like getting sloppy toppy in the tent.
And we kind of see them about to get freaky. Paige is like in her underwear. This obviously when we're kind of like getting Paris Hilton like in her kind of, you know, that
Paris doing
whole
Paris,
stuff.
but as in Paris doing the Paris that the men around her have dictated she must
have
do.
decided that's who Paris is. And she's kind of like, wait, actually, we need to talk, and she's gonna, you know, do the reveal.
Pregnancy reveal. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then does he like disappears outside?
Yeah, because the music stops. They've got like a CD player or something, and he's like, the music stopped. And so he goes out, and like gets the music going again, but then he also sees there's a missed call on his phone, and so he like is obviously just paused there for a minute and kind of like listening to this voice message from Carly, and then he gets got.
Yeah, he gets like stabbed in the neck, and then Vincent like jump scares into the tent.
Yeah.
But Paige actually gets away.
Yeah.
And she runs to what I believe is supposed to be the old sugar factory. It's mentioned at the very end of the film. They basically say the town sort of shut down and everyone moved away when the sugar factory shut down.
Yeah.
A detail that I liked in this, as she's like running around this big industrial building, there are loads of like bags and suitcases, which I always find this quite chilling. This pops up in so many movies when it's like there's a car in the swamp, or there's she finds a box of phones, and they're all the possessions of everyone else that's already been murdered. I just think it freaks me out because it shows like the magnitude of the crime at the end of the day. Like there are like hundreds of phones, and you just think of all of those other people that have had the exact same experiences as them, who've arrived at this town and been murdered.
100%. I think it's probably one of my like favorite tropes, because I just think it's like it's good. It works well. It gets your point across. Like, did you watch Speak No Evil?
Yes.
Like, I just remember in that when you
realise it's like happened before.
Yeah. And I was like, whoa. And just, but yeah, even just like, you know, they've got like a collection of nice watches and stuff that clearly just belong to other people. I think it's super effective. I really like it as a thing. But yeah, Vincent does eventually catch up with Paige, and this is when we get another great moment. He's like kind of stabbing a knife up through this grate, and she is above, and her foot does.
I thought you meant great moment, like good moment, but you meant a literal metal grate.
No, like the metal grates that make up the floor.
But the way she finally actually dies is he like javelin throws a metal pipe, and it goes straight through her head. This is another point at which we have to bring up the whole see Paris die thing. It's kind of hard to say really if this is the most graphic. Like, I think you probably could argue it is. Like, her boyfriend doesn't even get killed on screen. No. And the wax coverings are really freaky, but they're not as like kind of gory, violent, nor is the length of time. Like, this scene is...
Yeah, it's long. That's the thing. We sit with it for so long.
Because, again, it's like this is a selling point of the movie. It's a great scene, but it's hard to overlook the decisions they made to directly parallel the, like, revenge sex tape, where when she dies... she basically, like, falls onto her knees and kind of ends up in that, like, stereotypical, I guess, like, position in which it looks like she's, like, kneeled, giving a blowjob. And Dalston's camera is there, and Vincent, like, picks up the camera, is walking around her, is filming her, and it's mimicking shots from that revenge video.
Yeah.
Which, like... it's just pretty gross. Like, this is a film I really like, and I've said it a bunch of times, I really like this movie, but it's just, like, a real crazy thing to do to a woman, to, like, to scandalize one of probably the worst moments of her life in that way, just to add like fuel to the fire, to remind audiences in the moment that we're watching her die, that one of the reasons we hate her is because she has a famous sex tape.
Yeah. And I think the scene felt even more icky for me, because even though she's got this coat on, underneath she is just wearing this like bright red underwear.
Yeah. She's in a little red bra.
Yeah.
This is like the epitome of the when people talk about like sexism in early horror.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, this isn't even that early, but sexism in 2000s horror. This is the epitome of that. It's kind of, it's skinny blonde girl in underwear being killed in a scene that is much more gratuitous and takes much longer than any of the male deaths. And then, to just add like salt to the wound, it's paralyzing her like real life sexualization. Oh, yeah, probably one of the worst. One of the only things about this film where I'm actually like, I hate that.
Yeah. I hated that part so much. Because the thing is, if a kind of scene like that happened now, but she was like fully clothed and there was no Paris Hilton kind of connection there, I would just be like, haha, another really fun death.
Yeah, nothing. The scene itself is really cool.
Yeah.
Were it not for the like very real life.
Just so much context around it that makes it just
not cool.
Nasty.
Yeah.
So with Paris dead, Nick and Carly are now the only surviving members of the group. They do get into an altercation with Bo, and they like took a crossbow earlier in the film, and they managed to put a bow through Bo, an arrow through Bo, and Bo is obviously down, and he had a gun.
Yeah.
And instead of like taking the crossbow with them, taking the gun with them,
or
when
just
they leave,
beating the fucking shit out of him.
They just leave that, and that's something that really annoys me in movies, when they don't double check that the person that they've killed is actually dead. And then on top of that, they then just leave the weapons behind. And I understand it's for the sake of the plot.
Less criminal here though, because that is my like absolute least favorite horror trope ever, like the double tap. But they did like, they shoot him in like the chest with the crossbow. Is it the chest?
It's somewhere.
It's that he like falls down, goes silent. I think it is just at the limit of believable that they think they've killed him.
I'm sorry, in that situation,
I would be.
I'm getting the butt of that gun,
whack,
and I am straight into the head. You got to destroy the head every time. Okay, every time, please.
Yes, it's a rule I live by.
Yeah, we're in this situation. You ever find yourself in an abandoned ghost town?
Destroy the head.
But anyway, Nick and Carly go back to the House of Wax, and then they have this final face-off with Vincent. Obviously, Bo wasn't dead. So he does show back up, but Bo...
They kill him and he like melts into the floor, which I love that visual.
It's such a great visual.
So the house at this point has started melting. Is it a pot of melting wax?
Yeah, so this pot of melting wax gets like tipped over, and it's like kind of on top of a fire, and so the fire then like spreads everywhere, and so that's when we get this house melting.
So Bo kind of gets... I love how this looks. It's so creepy. It's like watching him sink into a grave.
Gets, like eaten by the house.
And then it's just like Vincent, and his mask comes off. And you see his like deformed face from the separation. Yeah, it's actually it's the same actor as Bo. Obviously because of the mask, like in the film's production, it wouldn't have been the same person. But that Carly is trying to reason with Vincent and basically be like, you don't have to do what your brother tells you to do, and is very much making it out like Vincent has only been like that he's not actually.
He's a follower,
Yeah,
not a leader.
He's a follower, not a leader. And again, it comes back to this kind of good twin, bad twin thing. But then also, another trope, very tropey film. The idea of like the good-looking person being evil and the disfigured person actually being good, which I have like a whole video on disability in horror. And I don't think I actually talked about that trope in the video, but it's another one that comes up quite a lot that in some ways kind of infantilizes
100%.
the disfigured character to be like, oh, they actually were just this innocent, sweet little being who like did because of their disfigurement that you know they had no kind of like confidence and character and just did what they were told. But she's seemingly like not able to convince him to turn his life around. So they
3 steps to change your life. Carly stabs and kills Vincent. And then it's at this point the house kind of really
like fully melting,
caves in on itself. And
this reminded me of
here we go.
The Tim Burton Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The name is Prince.
I think it's Prince Pondicherry.
Prince Pondicherry's melting
Prince
chocolate.
Pondicherry.
Prince Pondicherry's melting chocolate castle. It's like the same scene.
And it's so funny because I literally, for no reason at all, rewatched Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Who needs a reason?
2 days ago.
I love that film.
It's so weird.
It's so wacky. It's so good.
It's really good.
But yeah, this is very similar. It's like parts of the floor are kind of fully dropping away and the roof is disappearing. And I love how it looks. It's so nasty and goopy. And to get out, they realize that they can't, because they're also upstairs, which was a terrible decision on Carly's part.
Yeah.
She does the Scream noted classic where she runs up the stairs when she's being chased, which, particularly in a house of wax, really not a great idea.
It's on fire.
But they realise their best way out is to push through one of the external walls. So they start scraping away at the wall, get out, and then in what is quite an ugly digital shot, you see the house finally just kind of go like...
Yes.
It was a bit of a disappointing ending to a sequence that otherwise looks really, really cool.
Yeah. But
they're alive.
They are alive. They survived. They made it out. They're saved.
There are police everywhere now.
Police show up. Fire brigade shows up. The cops like, yeah, I mean, we really wouldn't have known this was here unless it was because of the smoke. We just found out because of the smoke.
Yeah. They say it's been abandoned for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And then we get like the final little kick of the movie.
Yeah.
Which is the one of the policemen reveals that there were not the Trudy St. Clair wax modelist Trudy St. Clair didn't just have 2 sons, she had 3.
Dun dun dun.
Da, da, da. And guess who it is? As Carly and Nick are being like driven away in an ambulance, they go past Mo Lester. They go past Mr. Lester, sitting on the back of his truck, and he gives them a little wave. So we are left to assume that he is the 3rd son, and perhaps he will even be seeking vengeance.
And then the credits roll and Helena by My Chemical Romance plays. Which I just thought was so awesome. The soundtrack in this I thought was so great because really early on in the film, like a Deftones song plays, and you know, you're just like, oh, soundtrack, come on, let's go. Just like some really great needle drops in there. And
also, just it's delightful to watch something that is so of its time, even in that sense. Like,
no, 100%.
This movie had no like, I guess no reason to not be anything but of its time. Like, they just wanted to make a punchy horror that teenagers would love. And I think they did it.
I think they did it too.
Aside from the icky Paris Hilton stuff,
Yes.
what is your overall feeling like on this film? Did you like it?
I did, yeah. I did enjoy it, to be fair. I thought the concept was really fun, and I liked the way that each of the waxworks looked, and just the like really small details that made them look,
Still
as
human.
if they were still human and stuff. I was just like, ugh,
Yeah, visually this film
so
is
uneasy.
awesome.
So very impressive.
Yeah. And despite kind of weaker character writing, do you feel that you still had you weren't kind of distracted by that?
I think that is something with a fair few horror films. I think, probably from especially that time where it's like the characters aren't necessarily there for us to be like, this is a piece of character work, they're there to literally just, die and move the plot along.
And kind of annoy us so that when they do die,
we're like yay!
Yeah, I love this movie. I really do. It's like a perfect, when I'm just in the mood to have a little horror movie night by myself, it's exactly the type of thing I want to put on. And something that I really like about this film is that it isn't about anything. It just is, even though it, like I said, it has that evil twin stuff. And it's cool to know that obviously did actually come from its writers. Just films, not everything has to be about something. And obviously it's amazing when you get a Jordan Peele whose films have so many layers. But they have so many layers because he as a person has something to say. It comes out in his movies. But I think because of filmmakers like him, there's been this pressure that movies have to have some greater meaning or parallel, and it's forced a lot of kind of flimsy trauma subplots and an epidemic of film criticism and of viewing experiences where we are watching a film through the lens of but what does it mean?
Yes.
And it's so enjoyable to watch a film that isn't trying to be meaningful. All that matters is the context of the film itself. It's fun little backstory about the wax-making mother and the Siamese twins. And as we said, there are issues. Women are needlessly sexualized. White men vastly outnumber any other people in the cast, but there is a simplicity in this era that I think we have strayed away from, where movies are just kind of allowed to exist in a vacuum. This doesn't have to be about the trauma of losing a sibling. It can just be a fun movie with twins as the characters.
No, 100%.
And I
think it's
what it is. Yeah, it's Who Dies First Pod.
I think it's a shame
on Patreon,
that we've
on
kind
YouTube,
of lost that, because it also
Instagram,
means that sometimes
on
movies
TikTok,
come out now
and that
again just aren't really
is Who
about
Dies
anything. They're just there
First.
to kind of be enjoyed and to entertain you, which is a part of what movies are about. And then people just pan them because they're I just didn't really think that the messaging was this or that, and I'm like,
yeah,
I don't really know if was there supposed to be
Yes.
messaging in there. I feel like we were kind of just supposed to enjoy that one.
People also really want really strong, consistent parallels. I remember the movie Him getting really bad reviews. They're what's his name?
Tyreek Withers,
sorry. He is the football player in that film, kind of, football horror movie. And I think people really desperately wanted there to be a sort of obvious political parallel that meant they would be able to, I guess in a way it's predict with a certain satisfaction what will happen at each stage in the movie because like you are a smart person who understands the metaphor.
Yeah.
And then people didn't like it because it got quite like wacky.
Yeah.
And people felt like it wasn't like consistent and it didn't make sense. But it's like, let him play.
Let him play. Yeah, I mean, I also feel like with that movie, I'm just like, okay, well, the story is like, oh, you know, would you sell your soul to do XYZ?
Mm-hmm. And it can be that simple.
And I'm like, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay that's what it's about.
I love, not to start a whole nother big discussion, but again, with Obsession, it's like, while I think audiences have drawn these really like relevant, interesting parallels to the kind of state of male loneliness and how that can bear this objectifying of women and this like expectation of ownership over women. At the end of the day, Curry Barker just had a cool idea, which was like, what if your wish came true? And the movie is just that. And it's great that there was all of this other stuff, but he wasn't sitting down writing it going like, I'm going to create a film reflecting the like modern dating expectations of men with incel ideologies. Like, films can be so great without that. And I would encourage writers to realize that like, you do not need to start your like script writing process with the question, what is this about?
Yeah.
Like, you do not need to have some meaningful theme. Like, if you do actually have something to say it. But if you don't actually have something to say, just focus on writing a cool story.
And the thing is that even if, you know, you don't have a what is this about and you're just writing something, if it's good enough, your audience will come up with what it's about, like weapons. Like when people were asking Zach Cregger what like the gun in the sky meant, he was like, I don't know, I just had a dream about it. But obviously everyone had come up with their own theories and ideas about it. And I think that's what makes a really good movie, is that when you can have a real discussion about it and you're like, I don't know, okay, maybe the director said it wasn't about that, but that doesn't really matter. It's about what I took away from it. So I just think everyone needs to just like enjoy stuff. If you have a takeaway, have a takeaway. If you don't have a takeaway, don't have a takeaway.
Exactly. And this is a don't have a takeaway movie, but it's
I don't have a takeaway.
It's just as great.
Yeah, and I still enjoyed it.
To finish, we must ask the question at the heart of this podcast: who dies first?
This is an interesting one because it's like, I guess both of our kind of stereotypes that we exist under in this scenario are really penalized in this film.
Yes. You're saying we would be having a sex in a tent the entire film.
Yes.
And then we would be murdered.
That's exactly what we would be doing.
I mean, yeah, there are no black women in this film.
No, there aren't.
It's extremely racially, like, not diverse.
Yeah.
The final girl is a woman, which is always cool, but then, yeah, the only other woman in the film is absolutely penalized for being sexually active. So as you say, the stereotypes that we represent, which is why we named this podcast Who Dies First. Women and black people so often are the victims.
Yes.
Particularly, again, the like we talked about, the dumb blonde. That Paris in this is the epitome of the dumb blonde being killed in the movie. So yeah, certainly unlikely either of us would come out alive at all.
No, 100%. I feel like, I don't know, it's hard because I mean, realistically, I wouldn't be like, let's go into the town. I'm down to go into the town. I'm not going to the town. I'm probably hanging out. I'm waiting. I
want to find out what that smells about.
But I'm going to die first. House of Wax is killing me first, 100%.
Yeah, I think given also just like when this movie was made like you are...
I'm dying first.
They have not taken the time to write an interesting black woman who like has a place in this kind of movie. I think you're being killed.
I'm probably just I'm just gonna get stabbed. I'm Blake. I am just getting stabbed, and then you're gonna be running naked through the forest, and then you know, they will chop you limb by limb and like your boob will be out. That's what's happening to you.
Yeah, if I had like less of a sort of spectacular 10-year long hookup streak, I might have made it to the end of this movie. But I think because of my reputable Hinge history, I'm not surviving. But love this movie, loved this chat. If you want to find me anywhere, my name is Rachel Barker. I have a YouTube channel called Girl on Film where I talk about horror, and I can be found on Instagram, Letterboxd, and probably on other social platforms I've forgotten that I even have, at Rachel Lydia B. Or Racheli Diab is how it looks written down.
Exactly. That's how I think of it. And then you can find me, India Ysabel, at India Ysabel on Instagram, TikTok, Letterboxd, anything you like, you can find me there.
Lovely. Patreon.
If you would like to support us financially, as well as through likes, comments, shares, reviews,
give
all
us
of
a
that
little
jazz.
5-star.
Yeah, if you give us a 5-star review, that would be super awesome. But also, if you'd like to support us, in addition to that, you can also find us on Patreon.
First pod on Patreon, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, and that is Who Dies First.